Welcome to Weekdays here at BYU-Idaho Radio. I'm Harrison Kelly, and I've got in the studio Renee Franco. She's the Vice President of Highland Property Management, and Karen Martin. She's the Regional Manager and Compliance Officer with The Summit. They have their grand opening this Wednesday. The Summit is an apartment complex that is coming into Rexburg just off First West. And so welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you guys here. This is exciting, and I have a lot of questions, a lot of cool things about the Summit happening here in Rexburg. So I want to know what drew Summit Housing Group to Rexburg, and why the specific location on First West?
We are always looking for communities or areas that have a need for affordable housing. So we want a partnership with the community and be able to offer residents and newcomers into town, into growing communities, affordable projects. So based on the development in Rexburg and the need for affordable housing here, it was a perfect match.
So it was just, you look at markets, you see like what places would do the best, and those are the places you guys invest your properties in.
That's correct.
That's really cool. Okay. And I know that that First West it's a pretty good location. I mean, it's right across the street from Rexburg Rapids. And I mean, well, not across the street, but it's kitty corner to Rexburg Rapids and like the neutral zone. And it's kind of right there, tucked in that corner, not too far from campus as well. And I also know too, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, that BYU-Idaho has a cap on their student housing limit. So if you're 26 and above, you can't be in student housing. So they made that change a little over a year ago, and a lot of 26 and up had to find community housing, and it stretched the community housing market here in town. So is there anything, do you guys have any plans for tailoring to those kind of students?
We're definitely seeing that in our market. A lot of our applicants, now residents, are for sure that demographic, as well as the married. Just recently getting married. They got married this summer. They're going to get married this fall. So we're catering to them as well, for sure.
That's great, because that is the demographic of Rexburg. You've got young kids, you've got young married kids, and you've got, normal families as well. And
absolutely.
And I know that it's, as a low-income housing tax credit development, that's kind of what funded this development, or what allowed for this development to take place. How does this property address the current housing supply and affordability for Rexburg in the area?
I think addressing the needs of keeping rents affordable, allowing a private and public partnership like we've got here. So our rents are restricted based on the Idaho Housing and Finance Agency and HUD, based on an AMI for the area median income for each family based on the number of people in the household. So what we're seeing is a lot of, two parent households, both working. Maybe the jobs are not high grossing paid jobs, several children in the household, and their income just isn't enough to allow them that comfortable lifestyle in the market rate. This is where we come in. So not only are we seeing a lot of the young married, but we're also seeing families that are struggling just because the job market hasn't kept up with the rental prices.
Wow. And so that's not only just a benefit to young students, but it's also a benefit just to the lower income side of the community. And that's what drives this building. And I understand not all of your developments and properties fall under this criteria, correct?
The majority of what Summit Housing Group does is low income. We do have some family or some properties that are considered mixed use communities. So we may have some market rate apartments within a certain community, but the majority of our work is for affordable housing.
Okay, that makes sense. And we talked about your demographic already, and I'm curious to know this. What kind of unit layouts are we going to see? Like 2-bedroom to 4-bedroom floor plans? Mm-hmm. What sets the Summit at Rexburg apart from any other sort of affordable housing development?
I think on that question, I'd like to pose it as to what our founder and our partner in this believes. So just because it's an affordable project, he wants the construction to be the best. He wants it to last for 50 years. So yes, the community is 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms. So we have the young couples, 2 elderly, 2 families all living there. But the quality of his build is what he thinks is ultimately important. Just because it's affordable, it doesn't mean lower price point appliances. We offer stainless steel appliance packages, ceiling fans in the bedrooms, solid surface countertops, laminate flooring, things that you would expect in a regular market rate property, we're bringing to affordable rents.
And we see that a lot. I mean, in a lot of the newer housing developments here in Rexburg is they offer, granite countertops and they offer really nice trim. And sometimes that does drive the cost of these newer places. And it really begs the question, like, where do some people that are maybe more disadvantaged or lower income, what places do they find? And I think that's cool that you guys provide that service to them. Mm-hmm. Now, I know a big part about your development is you allow pets, and that's a pretty uncommon thing in the housing market here in the area. And like a lot of local complexes don't really allow pets; they're not very pet friendly. Why was prioritizing pet owners? Why is that so important to the summit?
Just because you're low income or in an affordable class doesn't mean you shouldn't be allowed to have a pet. Every family can deserve to have the comfort of a pet. And whether it be a service animal or just a pet family, we want to treat everybody the same.
You're the regional manager.
That's correct.
So this is a question for you.
Okay.
So what will the day-to-day property management look like for you to ensure long-term quality and residential satisfaction?
Yeah, just that resident retention, just making sure our residents are taken care of. Day to day is just curb appeal from, starting from the outside, working our way in, but also working from the inside out is just making sure that we have a beautiful looking property every day, that everybody is safe, secure, and we have a clean home for everybody to come home to. And that is largely on us with interior hallways and entryways is just the upkeep of it all. And then also just resident, issues that might arise, that we are addressing those in a timely manner, as well as their maintenance items. Our turnaround in our policy is a 24-hour correction. So we're not going to let things fester. Yeah, we want to take care of our residents for that resident retention.
Having that good customer service
totally
along with or for your residents is important. And what is like the desired, what do you desire from your residents as a management? What is something that you like look for or you want out of your residents?
We want them to feel like they're at home. And I think the biggest thing for us is it's a community. We want to be part of Rexburg as much as we want Rexburg to be part of our property. So our on-site manager, we have somebody local who's going to live on the property and maintain the property. So again, like Karen was saying, making sure our customer service is forefront, but we want them to feel like this is their home, to take care of it as if they owned it, even though they're just renting.
So making it their own space,
mm-hmm.
and your management facilitating a comfortable and healthy atmosphere for them to do that.
Absolutely.
With all the benefits that you would get at some of your larger market rate communities.
Right, because I understand you guys have a pet park, right?
We do not have a pet park.
Don't have a pet park.
No, we have a large open green area for the pets, but we do have a playground, a pavilion, a grill. We have garden beds. So we tried to think of things that people moving in would use. And then, a fitness center, community center, business center, everything that you would need on the inside. We've also tried to provide.
Okay. That was one of my other questions was like, what different amenities are there going to be as well? So that's great. You guys worked with the Idaho Housing and Finance Association to make this possible. How important do you guys feel public-private partnerships are in bringing developments like this to the area?
It's absolutely impossible to do these kind of deals without those partnerships. And, these deals start years ago, and it takes 2 to 3 years just from the thought. Like we're getting ready to put in another application for a second project. So that would take 2 to 3 years for development in order to get it going. But without the agencies, without our partnerships with, different funding sources, they wouldn't be possible.
So you say it wouldn't be possible. Why is it not possible?
The cost of the construction, we would have to charge rents that wouldn't make it unaffordable, just like your market rate properties. And that's what we're not trying to do. We're trying to keep the rents low so that we can cater to the people that are in those AMI brackets.
Okay, that makes sense because that partnership allows you guys to actually provide this low cost
Correct.
housing to the people.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you guys have units starting to fill up already. What has the initial interest been from the community, and how close are you to full capacity?
We're 52% occupied.
Wow.
Within a week.
Within a week of it just dropping.
Yeah.
Yep.
Within a week of us opening our doors, we're 52% occupied. And then we are 40% leased, pre-leased from there. So realistically, we have 2 apartments left out of 39.
We opened the waiting list for this project at the end of February, is when we actually started documenting all the interest. We had over 330 names on that waiting list. We take about, call it 90 days before the doors open that we start working applications. So we're pre-leased at 97, 98% already, with the scheduled move-ins on everything except 2 units. So
Wow.
that's why we're doing the second application for another project, is because the need is
And that's
obviously
here in this area,
Absolutely.
within Rexburg.
Yes, sir.
Wow. And that's, because I remember, and this is just coming from a student perspective. I've seen a lot of students. I saw that the housing market in the area kind of skyrocket when you had all these students moving out, and they had to find community places, and a lot of places filled up. It was kind of hard to get some sort of apartment-like housing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so to hear that you're about 97% is pretty. I mean, that's realistically, but it's realistic, but it's pretty astonishing. And how early? You said it was 2 months early that you opened those.
The waiting list opened at the end of February to get people.
Wow.
And then we started working applications at the first part of June
Yeah, first part of June.
to get the move-ins for August 1st. And
Wow.
so from August 1st until today, we're already to 97%, 98% leased.
That's incredible.
It is, which shows how much need is in the area.
Right. And then you said you're opening up a second location, or you're going to try to work through.
Yep, we're doing an application. Our grand opening for this project is on Wednesday, and I think by September 11th is the application for the next project. So, yeah, it's going to be a back-to-back, try to go ahead and start construction again very quickly because the need is here.
Do you have a location picked yet, or you have to wait till you're done with the application?
Yeah, well, we can't disclose that at this moment, but
Understandable.
it's going to be a very desirable location.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And I want to know, just from your standpoint,
Yeah.
you're at 97%. What is the majority of the demographic you've seen? We talked about, how this is for families and students and recently married. What's the largest demographic you've found?
I actually think it's all of those.
Yeah. It's a great mix of everything. I mean, so our demographics are anyone who qualifies for housing based off of our criteria, but we're seeing a large amount of the families or those getting ready to start their families, but we also see all the way up to our seniors. We definitely have, just some seniors that are ready to sell their house and they don't want the upkeep of a house, so they're ready to move into just a more comfortable situation. So, but yeah, we have all walks of life of anyone who qualifies.
That makes sense. It's just a large, array of people for your residents. I think that's good. So it's not like dominant heavy in one certain group.
No.
That's and I think the unit mix between the 2, 3s, and 4 bedrooms helped that. On our new project, we're going to try to incorporate some one bedrooms. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, I know that your grand opening is Wednesday.
Yes.
What kind of activities what can the community expect for the grand opening, and how can interested residents apply to maybe future projects?
Well, for the grand opening, we're going to have open tours of the property. We have units in the 2, 3, and 4 bedroom that we'd love to show anybody that has an interest, seeing what we built, what may become available in the second project, to show off, the project itself. We should have folks from the Idaho Housing and Finance Agency there, lender partners, all that are going to speak about how this came to fruition. And then just lunch. We have a local charcuterie company that's going to be providing some lunch, and just kind of time for everybody to get to know each other, welcome us into the neighborhood, and be good stewards to the community.
Well, it sounds like a great time, 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Over at the Summit that's brand new over on First West here in Rexburg. This has been a great interview. I appreciate you guys coming in the studio and talking to us a little bit about this new development, and maybe we'll have you back talking about the new future developments you have coming in.
Sounds good. Thank you so
Great.
much.
Thank you. That was Renee Franco, Vice President of Highland Property Management, and Karen Martin, the Regional Manager and Compliance Officer with the Summit. Make sure to go check out their grand opening on Wednesday at 10 a.m. This has been another episode of Weekdays here at BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for listening.